Good evening, everybody. This is Mike Reed. Today is February 14th, is Valentine's Day. And I just wanted to come on real quick and answer a few questions that anybody might have had from like the last couple of days. So don't be shy. Go ahead and put it in the chat, and then I'll go ahead and address it if you are a usual follower. If you're not familiar what I do, what I do is I'm introducing people to the commercial side of appliance repair. Hey, good evening, Jay. So that is my goal, is to take people that already have knowledge, training, and skill on the appliance side and show them how to get in on the commercial side. Okay, Zoe and Jay. All right, what's going on, you guys? All right, so Jay, the charge for the ice is going to depend on how dirty the machine is. It's going to depend on um, how much you're going to have to do. Yes, ice machine cleaning. How dirty the machine is, and let's see here. It how large the machine is. So you have some machines that might only be 300 pounds, and you can clean them very little problem. And you're going to have some machines that are 2,000 pounds. The machines are about 5 feet long, about 5 feet wide, and they'll be about 3 feet tall. Now that's the entirety of the machine. That's not the interiors, but you'll have quite a bit to do. Now, are you going to have to clean behind the maintenance guy, somebody else that had already been cleaning it, and now they want you to take over? That's a little different than a machine that's got like mold dripping from it and black hoses when they're supposed to be white. So your charges are going to be different. So you just charge by, you could charge like per every 15 minutes, or if you want to charge every hour, right? So if it's really dirty, and they say, look, I'm gonna have to charge you every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes is gonna be, X amount of dollars. So you're gonna charge a service fee. You're gonna charge for your chemicals. You're just gonna put a slight, charge in there for chemicals and disposables that you're gonna be using. And sometimes you're gonna tear up brushes and things like that going in. That's why I say always go to the dollar store. Um, because whether you get the brushes from the dollar store or Home Depot, that $6 brush that you get from Home Depot is going to last the same amount of time as a dollar store brand brush. And some people are going to argue with you and say that the dollar store brand brush is actually better, and I wouldn't disagree with them. All right, go ahead, give me some more questions on your ice machine cleaning. Um, so, like I said, you have that, so you can charge for the material, for how much you're using, and then for disposables and for the chemical, and then you're going to charge your labor. And then so once you get into ice machine cleaning, then I can address a whole lot of other questions you're going to have, because I got a whole lot of stuff to tell you about speeding up the process, especially when you add a customer as it's a service that you sign, sort of like a contract. If you're familiar with what they do on the sub-zeros on the residential side, is they'll sign a labor contract, a service contract, where they come in every quarter and they'll clean the condensers on the unit, they'll change the water filter, and check the machine, make sure that the condenser fan motors aren't failing. Well, it's the same thing with ice machines. You're going to do pretty much the same thing, because you're going to have to break that machine down. You're going to have to take all the hoses off, take all the distribution tubes, clean those, um, clean the floats, clean the water sensors. You're gonna have to clean everything. So I mean, you're looking at a minimum, especially since you're just starting. You're looking at probably like a good minimum of 3 hours, especially the first time you do one, maybe four. So, and what's going on, Zoe? I know you got some questions. Go ahead, put them in the chat. I'll go ahead and address them in real time. So don't be afraid to put them out there. This thing is always slow, but it's showing me that there's like 5 people on here. So What else you got? What else you got there? What other questions? Because I don't know if you saw the post I put out there. I went to go check on a chain, and unfortunately, that chain is downsizing. So they closed one of the newest locations. Um, and so I went to go check on and see how the condition of the equipment were in the original location, and that's when I saw that their filter was filthy. Their filter had never been changed since I put it in there. So, okay, now let me see what question is that you got there. That post isn't coming up. In terms of an hourly rate, is there a range or number that's common? No, there's no common anything in commercial. There's no common anything. It's the Wild West. The Wild West. There's no common anything. Um, so yeah, you could do $100. So that would be So it would roughly put you probably about like in the $400 range, 425, 450. You're doing $100 an hour, it's taking you 3 hours to clean it. Then maybe you charge $100 service fee to come out, and whatever else, a 450 or so. So yeah, that sounds about right. And it all depends on you. Once you start cleaning and you see how much work it's going to be, you're able to judge these kind of things. Now, I don't know if you saw my video where I was cleaning the isomatic. I cut my cleaning time down by using spin brushes. Those power brushes, I'll attach them to the drill, and I have a number of pictures. I went to Walmart because Walmart is carrying a brand that makes Milwaukee. So the brand that they have is called Heart, and so they have spin brushes in Walmart. So you can always pick those up, and you can pick those up late. Home Depot has a number of spin brushes through the Ryobi, and Lowe's has them. I don't know what brand they're under. So I use those, and that dramatically cuts down my cleaning time. Put it on a brush, and then buddy of mine that I have that I know that does ice machine cleaning. I'm going to bring him on to do an interview. He actually uses a pressure washer, and so he'll pressure wash the bin and parts of the ice machine, and it cuts down on a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. All right. So yeah, $100 an hour is yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So you might want to go up. And some of the places you might want to go down, especially if it's like a mom and pop. Who knows? Who knows? You're gonna learn to gauge all of these. You're gonna learn to gauge them. So, all right. Anybody want to put in the chat like what state they're in, and we can start from there. What about you, Zoe? What you got today? Let me see what I can do. LP. Oh, okay. I know you're one of my I think you were like one of my early subscribers. Okay, you didn't put your toe into repair. All right. Yeah, it's text. Okay, yeah, you're with me. All right. All right. Plumber payday. Okay. Hey, plumber payday. Did you see the information from Watts that I put out? It's in the posted section. It's for um it is for like the for installing the not backflow preventers, right? So as you know, backflow preventers got to be checked every year. All right, they got to be signed off on, but they also got to be installed, and so those got to be installed on every ice machine. So as you know, everything that's hooked up. So Jay, that comes to when you go out to clean the ice machine and you go and look at the water connection and you see that there's no backflow preventer. Ah, good, good, good. Yeah, you're very familiar with that brand. Yes, all of them. Watts and all they got like 15 different brands under them, but they have all the training classes. Like I don't know if you're familiar with the on the laundry side of things. They also make those Blucher drains, the stainless steel troughs for laundry. Like when you're doing the channels for the drain on all of the washer machines. They have it where they're stainless steel and easy to clean. They got a strainer on top. You should really check it out. All right. So LP, are you mainly just doing residential? Let's see here. I want to try to put some stuff in here. All right. All right. I showed you guys the Danfoss controller. This is a little something about the backflow preventer. All right, because plumber payday, you know about backflow preventers. It's a big thing. Okay, so are you at all interested in dipping a toe in, or even just you don't even have to really do the commercial. You could just do office buildings. Right. Oh yeah, office building. Yes, office buildings, Washington D.C. and all that other good stuff. Um, so this is a backflow preventer, and so nationwide they're instructing every item that's hooked up to water. Um, they want it. They want a backflow preventer so that chemicals aren't going back into the water supply. Right. And plumber's payday, he could put it in the chat how expensive it is in his area, but you actually have to be signed up for that to go out and recertify it. It's all digital. It's just like the health department where you go online on the website for that municipality, and you have to log in with your credentials, and then you have to certify that backflow preventer once it's been in there for a year. But you don't need to be a backflow preventer certified person to install one. And they sell them at Home Depot. They sell them. It's hard to find them at Lowe's, but they sell them at Home Depot. They sell them at Lowe's. They sell them at Ferguson's. All right. If you guys are interested in the different vendors that you're going to need to use that are nationwide, um, please put it in the comments after this. Yes, a lot of calls, right? You get a lot of calls. So the ice machines for the home, I want to say 75% of those are going to be different. All right, so let me guess. The ice machines that you get in the house, you're getting Scotsman, you're getting Manitowoc. No, not Manitowoc. You're getting Scotsman. You're getting Marvell. You're getting Uline. Um, those are a different animal. Those are far, far easier to clean um, than the commercial ones. So the big deal with the residential is that you have to remove them from their enclosure. You have to take all the mounting screws out of the hinges to release it from the enclosure. And then once you get it out, then you got to do all that. Then you got to clean the inside. You got to take all the little ice shields back. Yes, backflow preventers are very profitable, but you gotta take all the components out of the inside. And when it comes to Scotsman, a lot of the time when it's a Scotsman and it's a cuber, you're gonna end up having to change that pump. So because that pump is running, the circulation pump is running inside that ice machine, it creates a mist, and that mist. Oh, stay away from Uline. I mean, stay away from Whirlpool. Do yourself a favor. Stay away from the Whirlpool. Your life would be so much simpler if you stay away from the whirlpool. Uline, you'd be all right. Uline never likes to answer the phone, and Uline's got a whole lot more complicated in the last 5, 6 years since they added all those sensors to their system. And Whirlpool slash KitchenAid has been a pain for the last 15 years. So I avoid Whirlpool at all costs. So the minute somebody calls me up and say they Whirlpool, I just laugh them right off the phone. Tell them, too bad, you should have bought something else. And they will. They'll buy something else in about a year, year and a half anyway. So it just is what it is. So you're getting calls on, on the stuff that nobody else wants to service. Uline is super easy to clean. Uline, you can clean a Uline machine in 45 minutes. Uline is clean in 45 minutes, an hour top. I really don't know what you're doing on a Uline more than 45 minutes. Uline, you don't have to pull it out. You got two screws to pull off the decorative plate, the grill cover, and you clean the condenser, put that back. The circulation pump is on the inside. It's held in with 2 or 3 screws, and you can remove that, wipe that down, clean that up, um, and the hose that attached to that, you put that back. Yeah, it's 2 screws, but the plug is a 3 prong plug that goes on the inside. You put that back. The complete trough on the inside is a U shape. It's a U-shaped trough. You can wipe that down, very simple, and then you run the U-line ice machine cleaner, which is now they're in these little packets, and you run that on the clean. You can scrub that down with a little small brush, and that's it. That's it. U-line is an in and an out thing. They really don't have that designed for us to clean. They have that designed for the customer to clean. All right, but backflow preventers, you have to put them on all the machines that you're going to be servicing. Everything hooked up to water. So that's a good moneymaker to put them on. All right. All right. So, what other questions do you have there? Let me see if I can put your question up there. There's two of y'all. I'm just going through this, just playing around with it. All right. Um, let's see here. Now, DMV. So a lot of you guys are on the East Coast. There's Zoe and Jay. All right. So nobody saw the picture. Nobody saw the picture. So let me take this picture and let me see how I'm gonna do this. I have to try to make this picture for a PDF or something. All right, let me see. Let me see here. Do you have? Oh, you got. Thank you, Miami. I'm trying. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. All right. Think that every unit needs a backflow. Yes. Yeah, it is mind blowing. You do know that they got those smaller backflow preventers. They're like about 3 or 4 inches long. They cost about $100. But yeah, back for everybody who doesn't know, backflow preventers are like, man, they're like $300. They're like $300. Now the thing is, yeah, everything needs to be hooked up to a backflow preventer. But if you have the backflow preventer hooked up to the main line, and then you have like the coffee machine, the ice machine, and a couple other things hooked up and running off of that backflow preventer. Now that still applies because nothing can go back into the main water supply. And that was the whole thing, that they don't want chemicals to go into the drinking water. They don't want anything to go into the drinking water. And I want to see how I can show you guys this information. Guess I'm gonna have to do a Google slide. Ooh, I just wanted to come on here real quick to show you guys, well, talk to you guys about anything. Let me see here. Have you has anyone here ever changed? Anyone here ever changed a filter for ice machine? Okay, I'm already in this. And just hold on 1 second. Let me do Google Slides. So this way, I have to do Google Slides so I can show you what I am looking at. All right, so bear with me 1 second. I'm about to show you this filter because no one had looked at the notes I had put up. Yeah, I'll show you this one. This one. All right, what we're gonna do here is I'll save this, download. All right. Let's see what questions you guys have while I'm waiting. You never changed one. Okay. All right. There are There's several different major brands of filter companies, right? And so one of them is Everpure, and Everpure bought um, they bought uh, Manitowoc, and so just like the guys that made billions of dollars, the brothers, one of them just died. The ones that make toilet paper, right? The paper company ended up buying the ice machine company. That's how much money they make off of the filters. So Everpure bought Manitowoc just to sell more filters. So you got inline types where you can add lines from both ends, and that'll cover your machine. You have whole kits, a whole assembly costing thousands of dollars. So when a customer calls you up and asks you how much is a filter going to be, you can't give them an answer. You can't give them an answer. You're going to say, I'm going to have to come out there and look. You're going to have to pay my service fee, and then we're going to have to determine what we're going to need. 3M will give you a free water testing kit, right? When you call them. If you guys can't find that information, you're going to have to let me know. But 3M has a free water testing kit. So you'll take a sample of their water in their kit and you'll send it to 3M, and then 3M will respond to you with what type of filters you need to protect the ice machine, right? And so there's no one setup. So the filter system for an ice machine is different than the filter system for a coffee. Filter system for the dishwasher is completely different than the filter system for the coffee or the ice machine. It's all different stuff. All different stuff. And then you have pre-filters. You have your main micron, 5 micron gauge filter. Um, you have ion filters, and all of that can go in line. You have to filter water, taste, and scale. Not only that, you would never believe it, but inside the filters, they have charcoal. Inside the filters, they have coconut shells, charcoal, um, and all kind of other stuff. It's very bizarre, and that's when you'll see odor, chlorine, taste, and all this other stuff on there. That's the different things that they put into the filter. All right. Any other questions? I am trying to let me show you. Did anybody get a chance to take that taco class? It was about expansion valves on hot water tanks. Did you check that out, Plumber Payday? I missed it this morning. All right, so let's see here. Still didn't. It still didn't take. Hey, I got a question for you guys. Would you be interested? I'm trying to put together something about the McDonald's. I put together a little something about McDonald's. The black. Did you guys know that there? Oh, sorry. Did you guys know that there's a Black McDonald's Owners Association? So there's a Black McDonald's Owners Association, and then it's splintered off into. I know what I do. It is splintered off into. Oh, good. Splintered off into different cities. So Miami has one. Oh, you guys didn't know. All right. The problem with the Have you ever heard that? Did you even know that there were Black McDonald's owners? Interested about that too. Did you guys even know that? All right. Let me go to this one. And where is I had to find this freaking window. You guys, okay. All right. So here's the thing. I'm trying to put this together, but I'll go ahead and give you guys a little taste of it right now. Um, Black McDonald's owners. They there's there used to be 300. There used to be 300 some Black McDonald's owners in this country. And what happened is the average McDonald's makes over $3 million a year. And the Black McDonald's were on average making like $2 million a year. Some were making like 1.7. And you might not think that that's a big deal, but that was actually a make or break situation. That was a make or break situation. And so now they have gone from 330, something like that, to 100. They've gone to like 100 something. It's like what happened to the black banks. They've gone to like 100 and something black McDonald's, right? So these are people. Yeah, this is a Chicago one. All right, so I'm from Chicago, so I tend to pull up Chicago things first. They don't really update their stuff now with this Instagram. Yeah, Instagram, they're doing their thing. Um, let's see here. All right, so the reason why I bring up the black McDonald's is because the black McDonald's kind of, yeah, it's just like the farmers. The black McDonald's usually feel um, they usually feel taken advantage of, and they feel like they've been put on the back burner when it comes to getting service from service providers. So here you have these millionaires. You have millionaires that or feel like they're not getting their right. They're not getting service because they'll call a service company. They'll call one of my competitors, and one of my competitors say, "Well, we will get to you when we get to you." And then when they do get to them, they charge them up the wazoo. So it's not that when you go to a black-owned McDonald's that black-owned McDonald's is run poorly. It's just that getting they just don't have access to service providers. So if you would like to, oh yeah, there's a Miami. If you would like to contact one of the McDonald's, a black-owned McDonald's, these are typically going to be people who are very business savvy. And now, I'm not saying that they're going to be exactly pleasant to deal with, but a lot of these people are hands-on. I have met at least about 3 or 4 black McDonald's owners in Houston. Right? You'll catch them in their restaurants. They'll own about 2 or 3. They'll own about 2 or 3 different McDonald's, and, yeah, they need help. They need help, and so, you would never believe it, but, you a McDonald's is not a bad place to get started. Uh, they're gonna have backup. They're gonna have the other service providers that they've already used, that they still have access to. And I've been kinda setting you guys up towards this. That's what the classes have been about. That's what, the equipment that you're learning about, that I'm telling you about, goes towards, right? These things all go toward McDonald's. McDonald's has over 37,000 restaurants. Subway has about 30 something thousand restaurants. So, I have a list. Let me show it to you. So McDonald's, of course, is number 1, and Subway, I believe, is number 4. All right, so top restaurants, restaurant chains, we'll say, uh, in the USA. All right, but you guys already know. Boom, what's that say? McDonald's. Oh, hold on, let me make sure you guys can see. Oh, you can. Okay, good. Everybody can see it, right? Everybody can see it. Put a one in the chat if you can see it. I don't want to make this look crazy. All right. So here we go. Top 250 restaurant chains. Top 500. All right. This is fsdbco.com. Okay. Yeah, fsdbco.com. Right. So the top one is McDonald's. Top one. And then also on this one, the number 3 is Subway. So what I've been gearing all my viewers towards, okay, good. So what I've been gearing all my viewers towards are these top brands, right? So not only are these top companies, but these are top companies that other service companies um, leave some of their chains, some of their stores off to the side, right? So they'll take care of top performing stores because McDonald's will pay you out of the register. Not always, but McDonald's will pay you out of the register, especially if it's an emergency. They will. Now it's a little harder because they've gone cashless, but they used to just take that cash right out the register. And it was funny. I was talking to my father about that today too. He was talking about how, because I said, yeah, the McDonald's I go to, and I know they have Speed Queen residential washers in the back. And he said, no, the ones I've gone to have had GE residential washers, GE and Whirlpool. And so that's why I'm telling you guys, there's a mix of residential and commercial almost everywhere. And there's a Miami in Florida. There's a Black McDonald's Association there as well. So as you see, you got McDonald's, and Starbucks has a contract company that they deal with, Subway. So these large companies avoid Subway, and they have their favorites when it comes to McDonald's. Burger King is a whole nother story unto itself. Domino's is a little hard to get into. Panera has their own crew. So Panera has their own crew. Um, and Chipotle has their own crew. But once you get outside of Chipotle and Starbucks, it's all pretty much open, and you can get a McDonald's that is really in need, that's really hurting. You know, um, maybe they might maybe they might be cheapskates, and they don't want to pay according to the other guy's schedule, but you're not going in there charging 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 per repair. So for you, it'll be quite a bit of money, and for them it'll be a deal, and you'll be able to learn. Now, once you get into a McDonald's, you'll be able to have certain access. So once you have a contact in a McDonald's, now you can gain access to training that nobody else can get. So they're going to want that McDonald's store number. They're going to want a McDonald's manager's information, and then they're going to send electronically send them over the sheet, and then that manager is going to send over, say, yeah, we know who this person is. Please allow them to attend training. And even with I had someone on the very first live stream when when Mike Sneed had put me on, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I had called the company and they wouldn't talk to me." Well, once you have McDonald's, once you can claim a McDonald's, you can say, "Yes, this is store number 562555, and I'm calling for tech information on this unit," and they have to give it to you. They have to help you. Just like on the residential side, when you're calling up Sub-Zero, Thermidor, and that type of thing, and you give them that servicer number, and they have to help you. It's the same thing on the commercial side. It really opens up a lot of doors, and there's a list. There's a list. So let me go because there's always quite a few people. Well, let me see here. Let's see here. DC. Let me see if DC exists. Let's see here. Now McDonald's made enemies of black franchises. Oh, see. So okay. So now there's about 186. You guys see that? So there's 186 black McDonald's left, and this was as of 2021. And there used to be 337, right? And they went under because, mainly because if your equipment is not working, you're not making money. If your equipment is not working, you're losing McDonald's, you're losing tens of thousands of dollars every day if your equipment is down. Tens of thousands of dollars. Everybody has stories about the ice cream not working and all that other stuff, right? Well, it goes way more than that. All right. Let me go back to the association because there is okay, so this is the main one. And it is extremely difficult to get a hold of some of this stuff. But these people are like you and me. I mean, yes, they're millionaires, but their whole life savings had went into these stores. Their whole life savings went into these stores, and these are not uh, people that, I mean, they just didn't fall into $5 million. You understand? These people know a thing or two. Okay, look at them. They're not 15-year-olds. These are people of a good age, right? The vast majority of people here have gray hair, right? The vast majority. You have some younger people. It's like, okay, what's their story? Because there's even like a young lady that had worked at McDonald's and saved all her money, and then McDonald's had gifted her a franchise. Um, but besides that, these people worked for American Express and Caterpillar and IBM, and they took their money and they put their life savings, and they put it into McDonald's, and then they grew it into two and three and oftentimes five. So, like I said, McDonald's on average, you're dealing with a business that's making $3 million a year. So your little $2,000 bill is not hurting anything. Your little repair bill don't mean a damn thing. What means a thing is that, yeah, they had a lot of old men. Yeah. Um, right. So what means the most to them is that their equipment is working. Because if your equipment is working, that's one less thing you got to worry about. You can't tell somebody, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have any fries." You know how many people cancel their orders when say they don't have fries? You know how much drama kicks up in a location when they say they don't have fries? It's bad enough they have to say that the shake machine is not working. It's bad enough they say they can't give you any frappuccino because the frappuccino machine is not working. Um, People are used to the ice cream machine not working, but when you don't have fries, when you don't have ice for drinks, that's a problem. See? So here's West Coast McDonald's Black organization, East Coast. They have Florida. There's one for Florida. They have golf tournaments and things like that. But these people are very hands-on. Ah, these people are very, very hands-on. Let me see if somebody has something to say in the chat. Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions while I'm running you guys through this? Because it's always news to me what people don't know. All right, so I'm kind of have to learn this stuff as I go. All right, we already did the history. It goes way back. It goes way back. News in the community. So they like to say that they're very. Oh, this is one woman I was going to do the story about her. Let me make sure everything is being shown. Oh, no, okay, all right, y'all are with me. All right. Um, I think it's downloading. I think it's downloading the story. I hope not. I'm trying to do the story about her. This woman owns 7 McDonald's. No, she owns 7 McDonald's. Vicky owns 7 McDonald's in Atlanta. All right. So anybody that's in Atlanta, this woman was the right. So that's what I'm gonna get to, Jay. But the best way to approach them is to get the damn training. Get the training. I'm giving you training information that is of no. Okay, it's not responsive. I'm giving you training information. You got to take that and parlay it into even more, which is why I'm telling you, and I tell everyone that's watching me. There we go. I tell everyone that's watching me, hey, start with ice. Start with ice. Right? You guys see that? She owns 7 McDonald's. So if you own, yes, son of, what is that, knock? Am I saying that right? You were the one that was telling me. You say, hey, look, man, I got on the phone and people wouldn't talk to me. Well, guess what? When you have a McDonald's in your pocket, when you have access to a McDonald's, can't nobody tell you nothing. So this woman is a multimillionaire. She, each store is making because they're a black store. Now Atlanta's a different story. Um, Atlanta's a different story, but seven McDonald's, $2 million a store per year, and she could make $2 million is the bottom of the barrel. So typically they go up from there. Typically, we'll just say to say on the safe side, she's doing $3 million a store. So what you need to do to on just simply what you need to do to approach these people, like I said, you always get in with the ice. You always get in with the ice. Why? Because ice is always being checked by the health department. Why did I show you the health department? Because the health department has to come in there and periodically check these locations. They have to check to make sure that the ice doesn't have slime and mold in it and bugs in it. They have to check that kind of stuff, right? So that always has to be done. McDonald's employees don't have time for that. But guess what? You do. McDonald's don't have time for that, but McDonald's will pay for that. It's in their budget to do it. It's not in their budget to have the employees to do it. It is not in their budget to have the employees to do it. So, yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, I just came on for a quick minute, but because there are a number of people, I can just go ahead. I could riff off of any subject right now, especially because you guys are new to this. So if you're in Atlanta, like I said, if you learn ice, typical McDonald's is going to have at least three ice machines. They're going to have one in the back, they're going to have one in the drive-through area, and then they're going to have one in the lobby. Right? Oftentimes they'll have 2 in the lobby, and then they'll have, 2 at the drive-through, and then 1 huge one in the back, right? So, you're gonna have a number of ice machines to take care of, and ice machines are constantly going down. I guarantee you if they allowed you to go into the back, you're gonna find at least one of those ice machines down, but they don't think of it as a big deal because they have another 2 or 3. That is until the health department show up. Once the health department shows up, oh, now that's a whole nother story because you can't have something in your restaurant that is non-operational. And if it's non-operational, I guarantee you it's got mold growing and everything else. So you can't have that in an environment where you're serving people food. So let me get off this lady's face. Let me get this picture off of her. But I just wanted you guys to know that these people do exist and they're in your area. They're in your area. These people are out there, right? So because there's so many of you all, let me show you there's the Black McDonald's Owners Association for Florida. Where is my Florida? All right, so they had I don't know what happened with the status of this lawsuit, but this is just an example of what I was trying to tell you about the plight of the poor Black millionaire. All right. Um, this is just a small number of them, 50 of them. 50 of them said they were being redlined. They were only allowed to buy McDonald's in poor and underperforming stores and neighborhoods. Oh, great. Now it's gone. Um, and I don't want to get sued. So you would have to look that up because I don't know which way that court case went. I have a good idea, but I'm not willing to say. There's people with a lot more money suing each other, and I don't need to be a part of it. No, I don't need slander or any of that other stuff. But if you Google it, you'll find it. I haven't found. You all see this, right? It had popped up, and the minute I went to go look into it further, that case disappeared. What the? That case is that it just disappeared. It's not here anymore. and this is supposed to be USA Today. So I'm not really a conspiracy guy, but I mean, you're looking at the same. There we go. You're looking at the same screen I'm looking at. Every time I try to get to it, there's a glitch. Okay, so this was in 2020. This was in 2020. So this was not something far off. This was not something a long time ago. This is a recent thing. Um, so I believe even though I don't know if they settled out of court or whatnot, but McDonald's is trying to make amends. McDonald's is trying to address these issues, right? I know that's YouTube, right? Um, they're trying to okay. See that? Yeah, okay, good. So they settled out of court, right? Because they knew there was something they couldn't win. Um, I appreciate you. Yeah, they knew there was something that they couldn't. They knew they saw the errors in their ways. Because even this was even happening when they had the black CEO. This was happening when they had the black CEO. Um, because he hasn't been gone that long. So these are people that have the means to pay you, and they're hurting, right? They're hurting. They need help. There are people out there that can do this service, but they put them on the back burner, right? They put them on the back burner, and you can get your training to get in on ice. Once you get in on ice, now you can move on over. I've given you guys the information for the McFlurry, not the McFlurry machine, but yeah, McCafe machine, the one that makes the banana smoothies, the strawberry smoothies, makes the frappuccinos and all that. That's in every single McDonald's. That's in every single McDonald's. You can look at those. You can look at those videos, and then they have that. People don't like to work on those. Right? I actually have one of those machines. I got it. I gotta straighten out my area around there, and then I'll go over that machine so you can actually see each component. And if you want to say, hey, go back a little bit. If you want to go back, say, hey, man, back up a little bit, and let me see that part. What's this? What's that? What's what's this called? What's that called? What do I need to do with that? Because the other thing is the ice machine in that McCafe is the Follett machine. I gave you all the information for the Follett ice machine training. You got to look back through some of the stuff I have. I think I put a post on information for Follett to go to the class. There's actually one or two people that actually like went through all the training. Well, guess what? Follett ice is in that McCafe machine. Everything I'm showing you, everything I'm teaching you is actually going together. You don't know where it's going, right? I do. You don't know where it's going. I'm just telling you, hey, look, here's some information. You need to learn this kind of stuff. It's going to help you. Now, if you can get into a McDonald's, then you damn sure can get into a different restaurant, different chain. So I gave you information about Follett. So that helps you with the McFlurry. I gave you information directly for that for the McCafe machine, right? So all in all, you would have information on how to uncrate one, how to connect one. Now that's why I'm showing you backflow preventers, right? So you would be able to offer to a McDonald's that, hey, you got a problem. I'll go ahead. You want to start over fresh, buy a new one. I'll take care of this new one from cradle to grave. Buy a new one. I know how to uncrate it. I got my certificate on how to uncrate these. I can do it safely so it doesn't get damaged. And then they'll tell you a story about how it was down for a week because it was damaged while it was being uncrated. I know how to maintain it. I know how to do the cleaning. I've had all the Follett certification. And then here's all my certification on how to maintain the rest of the machine and how to program it through multiplex because it's actually a multiplex with a Follett ice machine. How to do the blender repair in it because it has two blenders. Two blenders on each side. Has a Follett ice machine at the top and the back, the whole back, and then it's got the multiplex system, and then the Danfoss at the bottom. Not Danfoss, the Delfield refrigerator down at the bottom. Um, so I've given you information about Manitowoc, right? So they typically have Manitowoc ice machines at every McDonald's. So you have information on how to get in and fix their McFlurry, their McCafe. You have information on how to take care of every single ice machine that they have there. You know how to get that information on how to take care of every single ice machine they have, at least cleaning it, because most times they don't break. It's not that they break, it's that they need cleaning, or maybe one or two sensors or probes are down. So you have two different ways to get in on that. And then you all know how to take care of typically laundry, residential laundry, and that's what they have in the back to wash the towels and things like that. So you got three different ways to get into a McDonald's, and now you know the behind the scenes, the plight of the Black McDonald's operator, where they're in trouble and they're being put as last on the list to get serviced. So you got those. Of course, there's the fryer and all that other stuff. I can give you information on the fryer later, but that's a little more rarefied air. The fryer, the griddle, the combi oven, those are a little harder to get into. But once you get to a McDonald's, once they get to know you, and you're in there and you're taking care of that ice machine, and they see everything is running smooth that ice machine, now you have someone that you can go to. You can say, "Hey, look, Karen, uh, I'm ready to take that class for your griddle." And they'll McDonald's will send it over to that store. That store will sign off on you, and now you have access to get to that. And you're not chained to that one store. You could do any McDonald's in the continental United States and Hawaii. For my Hawaii viewers there, and this same equipment is in Canada. Same equipment is in the UK. The same equipment is in Saudi Arabia. The same equipment is in Japan. All right. So when we have our classes on the equipment that goes to McDonald's, they have a special one for Japan. It's the J Love fryer. The equipment is all in Japanese. It's all touchpad, but it's all the same equipment, just little variations. Right. So I'm giving you this information with a purpose. I'm not out and out telling you what the purpose is, but it's all interconnected. So you could do McDonald's, you do some of the other, you could do Subway. So, what other questions you guys have? 'Cause I'm going off on a tangent. It's already been an hour, so people are starting to drop off now. All right. So he said, started ice. What's the next action step? The next action step is to actually take the classes on the ice. Take the classes, so you can get in there. You can clean the machines, and then you can start to maintain them, because cleaning the machines and maintaining the machines are two different businesses. That's two different businesses. The guy that repairs it is not the same guy that cleans it. It could be, but most times it's not. Most times it's not. The cleaner is just that. He's the guy that come out and cleans. All right, yeah, I know it's getting late, and I'm gonna call it a night too, because I have class in the morning. I got class at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll be in class from 8 till 4. All right. So if you guys have any other questions, if not, then we're gonna shut it down. We're gonna shut it down. But if you want to Google and look, you can find the Black McDonald's Association of Florida on the Black McDonald's website. Right. You can start pinning your your Patreon. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I gotta get into that. I gotta get into that. I have it. I actually had the Patreon. I've had the Patreon for like a couple of years. I'm gonna start to download that. I'll pin it. I'll pin it. Just register. Okay, good. I'll work on that. I'll put that out there. But I'm not gonna hold you guys. And it's getting late, Valentine's. So I'll probably put something out. I'll put something out. Make YouTube has me on this hamster wheel, so I gotta constantly put something out so that my viewership goes up and my subscription goes up, so I can finally get to the place I'm trying to be. All right, but I thank you all for coming and hanging out. I'm gonna start with online classes. Yes, familiarize yourself with it, and you get certification too from the online on Follett. And like I said, you can go ahead and approach some of these owners, right? Um, three solutions to clean the ice machine. Yeah, Quat. That the core that is a that is the hospital grade sanitizer, the pink stuff. All right, so I use the descaler, and what was the pink stuff? I don't it. Oh, that pink stuff was slime. That was mold. My cleaner. All right, so my cleaners were I use a descaler and I use the sanitizer. Um, and I don't know what that pink stuff was, but that was just about it. That was just cleaner and sanitizer. Like I said, if you do want to use bleach, you can use bleach on the plastic surfaces. You don't want to get it into the water and have it circulating over the metal because it'll destroy your metal. And then the same cleaners that you use for Isomatic, Manitowoc, and Scotsman, you can't use that on Hoshizaki because it will weaken the bond on the metal plates and they'll separate. So they use like a silver solder, and the citric acid eats up the silver solder, and then the two plates separate. And once that separates, that the plates aren't touching anything cold, and so they won't make any ice. All right, but like always, pin your messages as long as it's nothing about like money or something like that, because I can't really tell you about money, and I really can't tell you about, especially like any of these contracts that I'm already dealing with, and like what I'm charging them, because this is all public. This is all public, and this is contract between me and my client, and then the local store. That information is going, corporate can see it, and then the manufacturer. So it's like five different people that would actually see this information, and none of it should be public. All right. So other than that, I could tell you guys anything else, but it's getting late, and put your messages in the chat, and we can always address it. And I'll try to come on in the evenings. All right, and then answer these questions because any question you have is relevant. I'll get to it. It's just that if it's about money, I can't really help you. All right, so you all have a good night. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing.